Okay, so, I'm doing a 10 things today, and I'm gonna do 10 things. Oh no, that's gonna have to be fixed. 10 things I know about the opposite sex. Sorry. See, I got my 10 things. 10 things I know about the opposite sex. Well, it looks like it's, in a mirror. So, here we are, number 1. Boys rarely grow up into men. They just hold on. Boys rarely grow up into men. Usually they just become taller boys. In my experience, most men aren't men. They're just really tall little boys. Perfect example is that I was married and my husband was 7 years older than me. But he acted 7 years old, so he was like a 5.5 foot tall, 5'6" inches, tall boy. He would have nightmares, night terrors. He'd wet the bed if you yelled at him. Because I woke up one night and he was peeing on my feet. Like, I guess he was dreaming that he was at the toilet. Everyone's had those dreams. I've had those dreams. I've pissed the bed over them. No big issue, but it was kind of a big issue when I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and, he was holding it and had a little stream going right at my feet. I kind of, woke up from my sleep state, I thought, what the F? What the fluck, you blitch? You're doing this on purpose. And when I started screaming, he balled up into a ball and started to shake. So, men, not men, tall boys. Other men I've known are the same way. If they don't get their way, they throw a temper tantrum. Standard little boy stuff you expected from a 3-year-old. Not a 33-year-old. Like Barron. Barron was a millionaire, and dating him was like dating Billy Madison. I asked him not to get offended one time, but I had to tell him the truth. And that was it. Dating you is like dating Billy Madison. You have no life skills. You're a mama's boy, and she tried to insulate you from the world, and all it did was make it so that you cannot survive without her. Which is what happens if you baby your kid way too much. They can't survive without you. And I know that sounds great, but you're not going to want to be, raising a 30 and 40-year-old man because you never taught him how to live on his own. Failure to launch, bad thing. Anyhow, the less a boy has, the more he feels entitled to. So if you meet a guy who has absolutely nothing, you will know quickly because he feels entitled to drive your car. Open your mail. Take up residence. If a man has nothing, he feels that he's entitled to all of yours. If a boy has nothing, he feels entitled to all of yours. That is true. The smaller the penis, the more he will brag. Just remember, girls, the quiet guy in the corner, that guy's a fucking tripod. Oops, sorry. Flucking. But it's true. They have it, they don't have to brag. Sorry. They don't beg either. But, yeah. The more Blick pictures, and, that's probably not his if that's the first picture he sends to you is a picture of his penis. It's probably not his. Just so you know, because men are very guilty of false advertising. If they don't feel that they have enough to make you go, whoa, when you brush up against it, that's happened too, then they'll lie. I mean, how they figure that'll get them anywhere, I guess they figure that by the time you realize that they were lying, it's too late. Which, by the way, it's not. All the way up until, let me put this down for a second. all the way up until you can stop. You pull it down and go, whoa, hold on, I'm sorry, I asked you to do this, but I can't do this. I'm a tiny woman. I've had to explain that before. Let's see. Number 4. This is the stupidest guy tactic that I have ever encountered, but I encounter it quite often, and this is why it's on the list. It is the theory that the best way to assert your dominance and superiority, over a woman is to insult her. Now, the only viable theory I can find behind this working theory of men's is that insulting a woman, because you're not throwing shade, because it's not over our head, it's like under our tits. We throw shade. You try to cast it, maybe. Create shade. You're not throwing shade, though. We get it. So anyhow, the only, viable explanation I can have for this working theory that men have is that you believe that the woman must be stupid to be around you. So you're going to insult her and tell her she's stupid, and tell her that whatever she's doing with her life is wrong, and that by marrying you and being barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, you'll reach your fullest potential. Because all women are just mindless baby-making drones. Oh, sorry. Making sandwiches, too. What was it? I read something the other day that was like, if a man's not horny, make him a sandwich. Something like that. How to keep your man happy. Something like that. I don't know. So that insinuates that all men care about is food and sex, which I have been accused. Oh my God. Allegedly, I'm like a man where afterwards I just roll over and fall asleep. But that's not always true. Because sometimes, sometimes you fluck the hunger in. You fluck the hunger into me, and then I gotta eat something. But you better come back with it quick, because I could fall asleep before you get back. If it was, decent, you could put me to sleep. That's awesome. But that doesn't have anything to do with the insults. Insults that's not the fastest way to a woman's heart, by the way. Like I said, the only way that insulting a woman is the best pickup or way to get into her pants is if she is as stupid as you want her to think she is. If she is stupid enough to think that by you telling her that she's stupid and pretty much by most accounts worthless, since, she'll have no value in the workplace or in the real world, and so she should just give up all career aspirations and become your concubine and bang maid. Sorry, I'm not a bang maid. I am, but I'm not. In reality, I'm totally a bang maid. It's sad. I'm such a housekeeper and such a homemaker. Number 5. If a young guy is flashy, one of these 4 things, or a combination of these 4 things, must be at work. Number 1, if he's flashy, he's cheap. Because for him to buy that necklace for himself, or have one of his girlfriends buy it for him, he isn't coming off money for drinks for you, sweetheart. He's not going to buy you one of those necklaces. This leads us to possibility number 2. Possibility number 2. It's all fake and he's broke. That's very likely. Possibility number 3. Now, I live in Miami. This could be different in other parts of the country. But in urban areas, this is about what it breaks down to. Either he's flashy and he's broke. Either he's flashy and it's all fake and it's all a lie, which is a big time. Rent and roll tires! Number 3, he sells drugs. Now, if he doesn't sell drugs and he's all flashy and he's not quite broke because he's actually throwing a little bit of money somewhere at somebody or breaking some sort of bread, his parents are loaded. More likely, if he's flashy, though, it's one of the first 3. Number 4, those spoiled little brats. Yeah, they can be flashy from time to time. Extremely flashy sometimes. Ow. Hold on. Number 6. Okay, good. Number 6. Boys. Well, hold on. I'm gonna finish what I'm doing here so that I can reiterate that properly. Boys. Capital B, capital O, capital Y, capital S. Boys lie just as much as girls. Little b, little o, little y. Boy. Not men. Not man. Boy. Lie as much as girls. Not women, not ladies. Girls. Little girls. Little drama-filled girls. And emo kids. Okay? Because no matter when they hit the legal age of adulthood, if you're a man and you wear eyeliner, if your pants don't stay up over your ass, if your underwear hang out, if you're still living off mom and dad, if you don't have a job but you have a car, and it's always full of gas because you have mommy and daddy's credit card, you are not a man. You're a boy or a girl, depending on your gender. But if you don't support yourself, if you can't take care of yourself, you're not really a man. All right, so that's number 6. Number 7 is that boys cannot tell where to draw the line to filter out what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. Here's an example. I'm hanging out with a friend of mine one day, and my boyfriend comes home. Oh no, I have red paint on myself all over the place. I have red paint, I have green paint, I have all sorts of paint everywhere. I have gold on my notebook. Okay, so anyhow, I am hanging out with my friend Anthony. And we're sitting here at my house just talking and painting and stuff like that. And my now ex, he was my boyfriend for years though, Nick comes home. And he just got off of work, and like every red-blooded American man who gets off of work, he's hungry. So, barefoot and pregnant bang maid. Ding, 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 ding. What? Social life? You don't have a social life. Why isn't dinner on the table? You know? Because that's totally appropriate. So I ask him to sit in the living room while I prepare dinner. I tell Anthony, hold on, because I have to feed Nick. I have to feed him. Once I feed him, we can hang out. So they sit in the living room and start to talk. Well, I'm in the kitchen cooking with my mom. Alright, what could be inappropriate about that? There's nothing inappropriate about your friend and your boyfriend talking until they start talking about words. Words! It's education. Can't be bad. Well, when I'm in the kitchen and I hear Anthony, I need my list. And I hear Anthony ask Nick, if that girl has ever let him poke the dirt star. Damn it. Inappropriate. I'm cooking dinner, and they've got to talk about attempting anal sex. I'm cooking dinner with my mom. In the next room, there's no door. There's a hallway arch. GD it. Do not ask about poking things in the butt when I'm trying to cook dinner. That's inappropriate. It's almost as inappropriate as the dinner conversation became, which was just more slang on what they could call a rectum. With my mom, that was the most awkward dinner conversation I've never eaten to. Inappropriate. To tell your sister, your little sister, who's under 15, that I won't sleep with you. That is inappropriate. Your little sister doesn't need to know about our sex life or lack thereof, which, as you can tell, there are reasons for. Oh, where's my ashtray? Thank you. Well, we got the man behind me. He's not the basis for this 10 things. He actually doesn't do many of these things. There's, he's a man. So. I think the most entertaining thing I heard the other day was Davey Wavy. And he says, I hear all these lists about how to tell if your man is gay or not. If he's trying to poke you in the butt, he's probably gay. And Davey Wavy says, no! If a man is trying to poke you in the butt, he obviously has a pulse and knows something about tightness, because obviously, your vagina must be all blown out and something or other. But he wants something tight. It was hilarious. He has a pulse. He's not gay. If he was gay, he wouldn't circle himself with gay men. He'd be afraid you could connect the dots. All right. Oh, yeah, back to my list, because I'm freaking scatterbrained. Number 8, guy script. Now, when I say guy script, I mean those cheesy pickup lines that men think are foolproof. It's when they say those things that they think you want to hear, and it sounds almost rehearsed, like they've said it to every girl they've ever hit on, and it probably hasn't worked ever, but their brother or their dad or something told them that this was the way to go. Like when they tell you, when you look hideous and your socks don't match and your shoes probably don't even match, and you're wearing like polka dots and zigzags and horizontal zigzags, and it like hurts your eyes to look at it. And you know what, we'll go with polka dots and diagonal zigzags. Yeah. With big, maybe Argyle socks or something, and like a blue shoe and a orange shoe. Let's go with the gator colors, because those are fucking offensive. It's all about the you, orange and green, there's no problem. So anyhow, and they tell you that you look like Miss America, baby. I'd vote for you for Miss Universe. Seriously? And give me some sappy, cheesy, effing